Hi, I'm Dave Diegelman with Equity Real Estate in Southern Utah.
I want to share an exciting project we're developing here in Southern Utah. It's born out of more than 20 years of growing and propagating grapes. That experience has led us to launch the Diegelman Vineyard Collective, a new model that will soon invite others to grow grapes on their own property while partnering with a local producer to craft the wine. In return, participants receive their share, and the producer retains a portion for production and sales. Here's how it all came together.
It's been a fun adventure. I spend way too much time chasing the things of the greenhouse. I've learned quite a bit about it. And I gotta say, it started something that I kind of looked at for years. We grow grapes on our property, and they're wine grapes. We grow Chardonnay grapes. We grow Cabernet Sauvignon. And we made wine a couple of times, but we also made some really good vinegar once. And I just decided, the whole winemaking thing was too much. So we started making jelly and giving it out to our clients. And predominantly, that's what we've done. Well, we had an overabundance of just a table grape, which is the third type of grape we grow. And a friend of mine who's made wine forever said, they make good wine, so why not make it? Well, we also had an abundance of Chardonnay grapes, so I thought, well, let's try it out. We'll make two different kinds of wine. So yesterday we just bottled 52 bottles of wine from our first batch. But it was fun, and I started propagating grapes several years ago for the grapes of our own use, and have started a vineyard collective. It's called the Diegelman Vineyard Collective. And it's for just neighbors and friends that want to contribute into the wine making process by growing grapes and contributing their grapes. We're going to have a local producer actually produce the wine once we get up to 50-gallon barrel. And right now we're at 10, so we're a ways away from that, 3 to 5 years anyway. But I started growing Chardonnay grapes several years ago because the grape that I bought at the nursery, which was supposed to be really good in the heat, didn't fare so well in the heat. And so I ripped out that, and the only vine that they had left when I wanted to replant it was a Chardonnay vine. And it's like, okay, I know Chardonnay, it's supposed to grow in the cool coastal regions. And I don't know. I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try it out, see what happens. Well, it turns out it grew like a weed and started producing an abundance of grapes. So what would happen, though, right before the harvest is the grape skins are really thick on Chardonnay grapes. And one of the challenges when you grow them, like in the California Central Valley or anywhere away from the cool coast, is the skins burst and they start molding and mildewing. And so, of course, that ruins the grape. Well, it's so dry and hot here in southern Utah, the skins would indeed burst, but they scab over. So we do lose probably 10% of our yield because they'll dehydrate, but it's only 10% of the yield. So off of my original Chardonnay plant, which I'll show you in a minute, I've gotten as much as 120 pounds of grapes off of that one plant. So they grow profusely here. So we started proliferating Chardonnay plants. And so what I'm doing right now is with the Vineyard Collective is different neighbors and people in this same climate zone. Again, I live in Hurricane, but it would be the same in St. George. Can purchase plants from us, and it depends how many you buy. They're going to run from $15 to $20 a plant, which is competitive with what the plants in the nursery or if you order them online are. But the difference is these have been bred in southern Utah and propagated specifically for our heat. So it's kind of fun. So however many buckets of grapes someone brings to the harvest, they get that share of the yield when it's been produced. And of course, the producer gets their take on the yield. And we're working out those details right now, but it's kind of fun. So in 3 to 5 years, those that start with me this year will have enough crop to produce some wine.
So this is our original plant, and it's probably about 20 years old. It's just leafed, and you can see right here the grapes are starting. And this one plant will produce up to 120 pounds of grapes per year. The trunk is about 5 to 6 inches wide. When we originally planted our grapes, we were really looking just for decoration, and we put them in planters. So you can see that planter there. And we really just kind of liked the look of the grapes in the planters.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If I can help you out in real estate in any way, shape, or form, my direct private line is 435-703-4041. Same number if you're interested in becoming part of the Vineyard Collective. We do have a few plants left this year. Most of them are spoken for already, but we propagate full time, so we're bound to have them. If we don't have them this year, we'll have them next year. Didn't expect to become a farmer, but it's been kind of fun. So God bless you, and thank you for watching.